Okay, Steph, do you want to tell us what we're doing today?
I'm pretty sure we're doing a Q&A with Ryan and I. And from what I understand, I'm going first.
Yes.
And then you're going to interview him. And then you're going to interview us together?
Yes. So
Okay.
we have special questions.
Okay.
Some that you took off of your Instagram when you asked your followers for some questions.
Yeah, we got a lot.
Yeah,
You're not doing all of them, are you?
No.
Okay. I was going to say, it's a lot.
Okay.
Some of them were fresh. I was like, y'all are fresh. You need to sit down.
All right, so let's start with something simple. How did you and Ryan meet?
We met our first day of nursing school almost 12 years ago, and I was partnered with someone else for like this group thing, and I saw him like across the room when I walked in, and I was like, I know him from somewhere, like I know his name, like I know him. And they partnered us up, and I was with somebody else, and my friend was partnered with him. And I had said to her, like right before we broke away, I was like, oh my God, he's so cute. Like I know him from somewhere. And she was like, I got you. So she goes off and partners with him. She's like, oh, by the way, I'm gonna switch partners. And she literally switched us. So she still takes credit to this day she was at our wedding. Like I'm still friends with her. Like Michelle, thanks, man. Not a lot of people know this, but I was actually dating someone else, and so was Rye. And like we had become good friends. He had talked to me about, he claims he never said this, but he totally did. He had talked to me like even about like marrying his girlfriend, and like, so like I never thought anything was gonna turn into anything. Keep studying. I ended up calling my boyfriend at the time and telling him like, I think I'm in love with someone else. And he was like, you're a cheater. I knew it. I always suspected. And I was like, no, actually, like this person has no idea how I feel about them. And it was Ryan. So I broke up with him, and a couple weeks went by. Ryan and I continued to study together. We were at a Dunkin' Donuts. I know exactly the location we were at. We were studying, and he was like, oh, my girlfriend's in town. Do you want to come meet her? We're going out to eat with her friends. I was like, no, I can't go with you to meet your girlfriend. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And like at the time, like I'm thinking like, I'm fucking madly in love with you, and you're going to meet your girlfriend, you're gonna walk in with me? Like, no. So we leave. He goes to meet his girlfriend. I go to my friend's house. I'm leaving my friend's house, driving home, and he calls me and says, where are you? And I was like, I'm driving home. He's like, I just broke up with my girlfriend. I want to come see you. That was it. We were inseparable ever since. 12 years later, 9 years married, and yeah, so that's how we met. I'm sure he'll probably like give like a brief version of it, but like that's the truth. That's what fucking happened.
Welcome, Ryan. Happy to have you
Thank
on the
you.
show today. So we have a couple questions, same questions that we asked Stephanie.
Okay.
So we'll start with, how did you guys meet?
How did we meet? Well, we knew each other in elementary school. We went to elementary school together. Let me clarify. We knew who each other were, but didn't really communicate then. And then, funny thing was, I was doing my prereqs going into nursing school, and in my microbiology class, when they were calling attendance when it first started, they called Stephanie Kinsey, and I like perked up and I knew who she was. So I was looking for her, and she never showed up. So she ended up dropping that class. Then a year later, the first day of nursing school, same thing happened, and this time she was actually there. I think my friend came up to me and was like, hey, my friend Stephanie thinks you're cute or likes you or wants to talk to you or something along those lines. And then ever since that moment, that first day, we've been inseparable since. Yeah.
So I know that you both have had your own individual transformation journeys when it comes to health and fitness. And in regards to Ryan's, how has his journey affected your relationship?
Yeah, a lot of people think that it's only me that's had like a radical transformation, but it's not. We actually got fat together, and then he got fit first. So he got fit first, and then I jumped on the bandwagon later on, obviously. He's definitely a lot hotter. He's a lot nicer to look at. I think that him, having his transformation, like, pushed me to do mine. So, you know, he's always just been supportive of like, you know, like, why don't you get up with me tomorrow morning? Like, let's go to the gym, let's go work out. And I would always be like, nah, I'm good. So his journey, I feel like, pushed me to do my journey. He was the one that had the idea to do 75 hard in January. He's the one that gets up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I never ever got up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I was not a morning person at all. Now, like, it's my favorite part of the day. My favorite part of the day is waking up in the morning, having my coffee with him, having my shake, and going into the garage and working out with him. That is what I look forward to every day. A lot has changed in our relationship over the past 2 years, last year especially. But I said to him actually the other day, I was like, I wish I could go back and marry you how I feel about you right now. I think I said that to you too. I wish that I could feel the way I feel now about him at our wedding. Because like I feel like our relationship has evolved so much over the last few years, and like learning ourselves and healing ourselves and being able to like heal together, I feel completely different about him than I did 12 years ago, that's for sure. It's just the healing process that you go through during your own transformation, and you're able to love so much harder. You're able to love so much more genuine. And it's like, you know, now it's like I feel good when he feels good, when he looks good, versus like being insecure a few years ago and like, no, go change, you look too hot. I wouldn't say that out loud, but that's what I would think. You know what I mean? And we're all guilty of that as women. Like, oh no, my man can't be too hot. And it's like, well, why not? You know, like they should feel good in their skin too. They should feel good about themselves.
And I know that you guys have both had your journeys in health and fitness and transformations individually. And in relation to her transformation and her health journey, has that changed how you feel about her?
I mean, I've always felt the same way about her. The physical appearance obviously has, you know, for both of us, you know, we love seeing each other fit, and you know, it's like two different people. So when we're intimate and stuff, you know, that definitely helps. You know, it's a change, and it's, you know, we're learning ourselves now. So I think it's definitely improved our sex life. I mean, she encourages me, and she is inspiring me to, you know, push even harder. Some days I don't feel like going out there in the garage or whatever it might be, and she, you know, I see her out there twice a day, and sometimes I'm like, I'm not doing nearly enough as much as she is. Getting healthy together as a couple has 100% brought us closer together though.
So talking about 75 hard, what was the biggest challenge that you think you guys faced during that time?
That motherfucker chugging his water by the side of the bed every night so that we didn't fail. If you don't finish a gallon of water, you fail, and you have to start from day one. And I would sit there with anxiety watching him chug a half a gallon because he would not drink his water throughout the day. Now it's normal for him, but like just like what you deal with your water, and how I'm like, you see how I'm like, here's your water. That's habit of me doing that to you because of him. I have PTSD from 75 hard. Because I was like, oh my God, we're on day 50 and we're gonna start over because he's gonna fall asleep and not finish his water. So definitely the water was his biggest challenge. My biggest challenge for me was like coming home knowing we had to do a second 45-minute workout outside, and we'd go for like a walk or a run, and I would cry because I was like, I'm so tired, because I was so new to it. You know, now I would never, now I'd be fine, but I was so new to fitness and like so out of shape that I would just cry, and he would just push me, you know, to go, and never like made me feel bad about it. But definitely for him, the water. I stressed his water every day.
So with Steph, we talked a little bit about your journeys with 75 hard in the beginning of the year. During that time, what would you say was Stephanie's biggest challenge, and what was your biggest challenge during that challenge?
75 hard, not the water. She chugs water like a fish. Her biggest challenge, I think, was the days we had to do two 45-minute workouts. So, you know, getting our workout done early in the morning, going to work, and then realizing, you know, we had to still do another workout. I think that got to her more than it got to me. Now she's used to it, but during that time it was tough for her. And my biggest struggle, I struggle with water. I mean, that's always been my issue. I'm getting better, but finishing the water, I would be sitting at the side of my bed, you know, with a half to a quarter gallon left and just chugging it before sleep. So I would say definitely the water.
And now during your prep, what would you say is your biggest challenge as a couple?
My moodiness. I get moody. I'm hungry. I'm hungry and I just want a fucking rice cake. That's all I want. I don't even want anything like bad. I just want a rice cake. Yeah, I get a little irritable, I would say. Some days, not all day, not every day, obviously. And I'm quick to like displace and like kind of like snap at him, because he's the closest one that I'm always with. So that I will say is a big downfall of mine, is that I have to learn to sometimes like not be so quick to use him as like my punching bag, like take things out on him, because I know he's not gonna really react back to me. So definitely my irritability has been my biggest challenge, I think, and just learning how to be nicer to him. He does a lot. I feel so bad.
What has been your biggest challenge during this?
In regards to her?
Yeah, in
With-
regards
with
to her
her-
or in your relationship, yeah.
With the prep specifically, the biggest challenge for me is seeing the days she struggles. I mean, some days you can just tell, like, there's nothing there. She's like, you know, she's mentally fatigued.
You don't have to be too nice.
Yeah, no,
You
I'm
can
not.
be honest.
I mean, it's tough, you know, days we're working or whatever, to come home and have to prep. You know, I'm trying my hardest to help her any which way I can. Some days are harder than others. You know, she could be irritable because she's on low calories, low carbs, and you know, we get like little bickering matches. You know, but we rectify it fast. There's really no challenges, but I mean, some days are harder than others. Yeah.
What's your favorite thing about Ryan?
Like one thing, I can only pick one, obviously.
Let's say two.
My favorite thing about Rye is that he makes me a better person, in the sense of like, he empowers me. Like, people say to me a lot, like, oh, what's it like working with your husband? Or, oh, how do you deal with that? Like, when I'm at the office, sorry, my dogs. When I'm at the office and Ryan's there with me, like, he empowers me to be a better nurse practitioner. He empowers me to be a better boss. He empowers me to live a healthier life. He is constantly, like, I told him yesterday, I was like, you are legit my biggest cheerleader. Like, constantly telling me, like, you got this, you're strong, you can do this, you know, stop downing yourself. But yeah, sometimes it gets annoying, which I'm assuming you're gonna ask me what I don't like about him, right? I figured.
Yeah, let's go there now.
I figured that was coming. Yeah, that shit's annoying sometimes. Like, be mad. Like, sometimes when I'm so pissed off about something, like a patient or a friend, like, he's so optimistic that sometimes it's annoying, but it balances me, because I'm always so like, rare, and he's very like, chill. And it's like, okay, fine, I'll be chill. So it's annoying, but it's good. It's like one of those things I just deal with.
So in regards to your relationship with Stephanie, what would you say is your favorite thing about her during all this change, and how it has affected your relationship in a positive or negative way?
I would say her drive. Like I said before, like, Steph is, no matter what it is, this prep or 75 hard or business or the household, the house itself, her drive, has got us to where we are today. So, I mean, this is just, has highlighted that more. 100% her drive, though.
And what would you say is your least favorite thing about Steph?
It kind of ties into what I like, her drive, but sometimes she doesn't know how to pause or stop. So we'll jump from one big project to the next project to the next project, and that's just how she is. She always wants bigger and better things, and it's only for the family, and I get it, but she doesn't know how to just slow down, take a breath, relax. That's tough for her to do that. She has to have something going on at all times. So I feel a little burned out at times, but I would say that.
And last question, which I think you kind of already spoke on this, but when you're feeling lost or upset, what does Ryan do to help you stay motivated or to change your mindset?
He'll say like random things to me. Like yesterday, I was walking by him in the office and he was like, "Hey, you're doing great." And I'm like, "You're so fucking weird." And I just keep walking. But he does like, he'll say like random shit to me like, "Hey, fucking love you." Like just little things that like make you smile as you're walking away. You're like, "Shut up, Ryan." But you know what I mean? Like it's like just little things like that to like kind of like remind you that you got this. Like you're good, you got this. You know, he'll tell me like when I say like, "Damn, I feel fucking shitty." And he's like, "That's normal. You're in a serious calorie deficit." Like he reminds me that the things that I'm feeling and going through during this prep are normal. Like it's okay to feel like shit. It's okay to cry. The other day in the garage, I finished a set and I just cried. And he just hugged me and he was like, "It's okay. Like cry. Like let it out." So he reminds me, I think, like if we're talking about like things that he does to make me feel more comfortable with this prep, is like just reminding me that it's okay to feel.
Validation.
Yeah, because I always feel like I have to internalize and be strong for everyone and keep it, always have it together. You don't always have to have it together. Like no one does. And he reminds me that sometimes it's okay to feel and be human and be vulnerable.
She just says, "Don't be a pussy and come on, let's go." That's what she does. She's like, if I'm doing it, you're doing it, you know? I think we depend on each other a lot. The same way I push her, she's not as nice as I am about it, but she gets me going. And then, like I said, when I see her out there or she's struggling and I'm eating 3 times the amount she is, and I have no excuses. But yeah.
Let's start with one of the biggest, most common questions I think is, what's it like working together and being together pretty much 24/7?
Everybody always asks that, like if it's a big deal, but we've always been together a lot. Like, you know, obviously when you worked at the hospital, we didn't work together, but we were still together a lot.
Yeah.
But like people think that like when we work together, like we're in the same patient room all day. Like I don't see him all day.
Yeah, when we're busy, we hardly see each other.
Yeah, like he'll pass me in the hallway and literally he'll say like, "I feel like I haven't seen you all day."
Yeah.
We're so busy at the office that we just don't have.
Yeah, when we're at the office, we work so well together. Even if we're arguing before we get to the office or anything like that, we turn it off as soon as we walk in the door.
Yeah, it gives us that time to kind of like to chill out, and then by the time we're going home, to process it. By the time we're going home, we forget what we were even arguing about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then like we are forced to talk to each other at the office. So like we're not like a typical couple where like you ignore each other all day and like, no, we're forced to talk to each other.
Yeah.
So it gives us that time to like, we forget then what we're talking about, and then like I'll walk over to his desk and like just like touch him. He's like, "Oh, you calling truce?" I'm like, "Yeah, truce," because I forget what the fuck I'm even mad about.
Yeah.
It's usually the issue.
Yeah.
Me.
I don't know why everyone's so concerned with that.
Everybody.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing.
I
Everyone's
guess
like, "I don't know how you do it."
But
how
I
do you
guess
do it
those
working with your husband all day?
people, maybe their relationship's not as strong as ours, because if you can't stand being around your spouse, I mean,
Kind of true.
that's not a good thing.
Do you guys do anything individually, separately though? Like, do you guys have anything that you guys do on your own?
Saturdays we're not together.
Well, now we don't even work out that much together.
Yeah, we really don't. It's
We
weird.
don't work out that much together. I golf, once, twice a week.
Yeah, Saturdays
Once a
we're
week.
kind of like not together. Like Saturday morning is where like I'll do something with either the kids or like with my friends. He always golfs Saturday mornings. And then Saturdays are like my day where I get like all the laundry done, and like he'll go to Publix and meal prep, and like we're kind of like doing our separate things. So we'll see each other like later in the day, and then like we have opposite days off as well, like at the office.
She works on Mondays, I'm off on Mondays.
Yeah.
I work Tuesdays, she's
I'm
off on Tuesdays.
Yeah, so we like rotate at the office to like make sure the office always has support. It is nice to have your space apart for sure, but like, and we enjoy that space when we're apart because it makes us also miss each other. Like he'll leave for golf and like he'll FaceTime Emma, and then we're all like, "Come home."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Come home. I just left." And it's like, "Come home."
I need my time.
Yeah. Can't bother him when he's golfing.
No, I hate that.
Yeah.
So on the opposite end of that, do you guys have a specific date night, or is there anything that you guys set aside for
We used
those
to.
types of things?
Every Friday, after work, we would go to like Grand Lux, was like a place.
We'd go
anywhere.
to a restaurant,
Yeah.
sit at the bar, drink and eat, and just talk about everything
Yeah.
that happened that week,
That was,
like at the
every
office.
Friday night.
That was every Friday night, or we would like get a little tipsy and like brainstorm about like ideas, and we'd be there for hours, and we'd be like, oh shit, we gotta get home.
Yeah.
So that was every Friday night. Now obviously we aren't drinking, but we find little things, like we chill by the pool when we have time on the weekends.
We don't really do date night now because obviously she's very strict with her food. I mean,
It's tough.
it's tough. I mean, right now it's tough, but I know we'll get back to what we were doing before.
After prep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now it'll be healthier, and we're both not drinking that much. I'll have a drink on occasion, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So, considering that you guys have been together for how long?
Almost 12 years.
Almost 12 years married. April will be 10 years married.
How do you guys keep the spark?
Keep the spark.
Keep the spark like sexy wine?
Yeah,
Is
sure.
this a sexy talk?
Well,
Well,
we've had our lows though,
we've had our lows.
but
yeah.
I think our relationship's stronger than ever now.
I don't know how to answer this question. How do we keep the spark? Like I'm assuming like
How do you guys remain interested in each other for after so long, after knowing each other, going through so much together? How is it that you guys are?
I think this is like related to like one of the questions you asked me, like about his transformation. Like I'm very attracted to him now.
I said the same thing.
Like he's I'm very attracted to him, where I would never lie to him. I wasn't always that as attracted to him as I am now. Like now, like he walks by me and I'm like, oh wow, you're fucking hot, you know? And so I think that that's important with your relationship, like making sure that you're holding your spouse accountable so that you do remain attracted to them. You know what I mean? Like, and also like, you know, if we're gonna lead into talking about sex, a big thing that people don't realize is that the only thing that separates you from your spouse is intimacy. Like you from everybody else in the world. Like we're all friends in this room, right? But the only thing that separates you two and us two is that we have sex and we are romantic and that we are intimate. If you don't nurture that factor in your marriage, what do you have? You have a roommate. That's what you have. You have a friend. You have a bro. Like I always say, like, listen, I'm not your bro. I'm your wife. You know what I mean? So like, because we forget, because we are best friends and we do a lot together. So like over the years, we've evolved into bringing that spark back that we had in the beginning, where you have like those butterflies and you're excited and like he touches you and you get excited. I have that back now, and I think that is from us having like this transformation
And
this
open communication and like likes
well, I'm
and
assuming
dislikes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
Like
don't know if
talking
that's
about
another
like
question, but
but like
yeah.
talking about like what you like in sex.
Yeah.
Like we went years without.
I think it was me. I mean, I take a lot of responsibility.
No, I think it was both
Yeah.
of us, because I never talked about anything either.
Yeah.
It's always like, at least how I was brought up, like you're expected to please the man, and that's like your job as a woman. But it doesn't matter how you feel in bed, and it's so taboo. It really is, and it's the way that you're raised. And like my grandmother would say, like, you know, like if you're not taking care of your man, someone else is. And it's like, but that's not the no. I have needs too. You know what I mean? So I think it's going years without communicating, and it was crazy though, because I remember like when we had that talk, like about like what we want, everything fucking changed, and it was
I
like,
would have never brought that up. Like,
Yeah.
that's like, you know, like I'm uncomfortable with that conversation. I am.
Yeah.
I'm uncomfortable with a lot of conversations, but
he's like a shy
yeah.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone that knows me and Steph, they know how I am.
Yeah.
But then once she came to me and expressed how she felt, I think that, first of all, I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I denied
Defensive
it. Yeah, I was very
immediately,
defensive.
yeah.
And then I sat back and thought about it, and I was like, okay, she's 100% correct. And then we worked on it.
Yeah, we worked on it together. Now it's like open communication about like, hey, did you like what I did last night? It's like, actually, yeah, I'd like you to do this too. You know what I mean? Like having that open communication.
Did having kids change your sex life, or how did that affect things?
listen, we can keep it real. Before, probably 2 years ago, we had sex maybe once a month, once every 2 months, because like it was like, oh hey, we haven't had sex in a while.
Yeah.
Like maybe we should do that.
It was like an obligation.
Yeah.
That we had to do it.
Yeah, and you know, it's one of those things like after kids, like you're just so busy and like it's not even that. I felt so insecure in the bedroom, naked. You know, with my body, with, you know, like, am I smothering him? Am I?
That was like around the time we were both our largest we ever been.
After kids,
and then that kind of like,
because our bodies change. So yeah, a lot changed, and we let ourselves we just let ourselves go.
Yeah.
And we would literally have sex like once a month, once every 2 months, just because it was like expected.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like now I can't even imagine that. Like it's so crazy to look back and think like that. But it was our insecurities. You know, it's like you let yourself go, and it's like you see that a lot with like men and women, and like the guy's always in the gym and like works out and looks good and like cares about his body, and sometimes it's reversed, but I see it more with men, especially my patients, than I do women. And then, you know, the woman had kids, our bodies changed, our metabolism changes, but they're not doing anything to fix it, and they kind of just don't care and they give up. But it's like that's not where your husband married, and vice versa. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's our job to take care of ourselves, not only for ourselves, but for our spouse too.
So
and it ties into hormones too.
Yeah.
Especially for me, because a big problem with our sex life, which I was unaware of, was I felt a few other symptoms. Like I wasn't putting on muscle. Recovery was difficult for me. I was very sore.
Fatigue.
My strength wasn't going up. I was tired all the time, and I finally decided. Well, we started implementing hormones at the office, and then I checked my own personal blood work, and my testosterone was severely low for my age. So once I optimized my testosterone, I mean that changed things did a full 180. Yeah. So very important. So sometimes it's just a hormonal imbalance and stuff that, you know, is important as well.
So once we fixed that, and then communication, and it was just like it's like I used to dread having sex. Like it was a chore, and now it's like, excuse me, sir. Do you have a few minutes before work or whatever? Yeah, maybe I'll text him like if the kids are done here, like upstairs, 5 minutes, let's go. You know, so it's like it's totally different now.
Yeah, if we make it upstairs.
Stop it! Don't be fresh.
You've done it mid-workout before.
Right, Gregory.
Hey, people need to know.
You don't.
You said let's be
People
real.
need to
Listen, yeah, we used to have a friend that worked out with us every single day, and one of the reasons that he got kicked out was that. It was like, Ryan's like, listen, I want to be able to just shut the garage, fuck my wife, so you can't be here every day. I'm so sorry. And it's like, it's the truth.
people want to know marriage tips. I would say maybe from each of you, come up with like
I have mine.
Don't be taking
I'm
mine.
gonna no, it's mine. And you
Which
were
one?
communication.
No, that was 100% mine.
No, it's mine. What was your other one? You had another one? You have two?
No, but I've always said communication.
Fuck off. I'm the reason we communicate.
We'll do it together.
He'll harbor things for like a week and not tell me that something bothered him, and then it comes up a week later and it's like, well, shame. I always say, shame on you for not telling me that.
It could happen the day before, and she's like, it happened yesterday, it doesn't count.
Doesn't count. Always would like dance around shit and like, or like be upset about something and not speak for a week.
Yeah.
We were big on that. We wouldn't speak for like, literally, we'd be in the same house and would not talk for a week, wouldn't text each other, nothing. And now, like, we genuinely do not go to bed mad. Even if we are mad, we have a sign above our door that says, always kiss me goodnight. And it's been there since our first house that we rented together. And we literally follow that. And it's like, once you do kiss, like, it's like you forget about why you're mad. And it's like, this is so stupid.
So you took 2 of mine, by the way.
You should have jumped in.
So she's just gonna answer this question, and I'm just gonna.
No.
Yeah.
Ryan, come up with 2 more things.
I
That's
can't.
right.
Nope,
Yes, you
I'm
can.
done.
What
Shut
did
down.
you have? Shut me down. Our therapist said that one time.
Communication.
She was like, he got angry about something. She's like, oh, okay, so we're shutting down now. He's like, yeah, I am. I'm shutting down. She's like, who does she think she is?
Oh, so that's actually a good topic. Therapy.
Yes.
How
We've
is that?
dabbled.
Yeah, we have. I mean, it's nothing consistently we do, but we have. I've gone a handful of times with
Yeah.
you.
We don't even go like when we're having a problem. We go like just
Yeah,
like
we don't
sporadically.
go. Yeah, we don't go specifically for a reason. I mean, things come up.
In therapy.
In
Yeah.
therapy, and
Yeah.
it's good to have that
It's-
unbiased person.
It's kind of nice because things came up in therapy that we needed to heal from years ago that we never healed from.
Yeah.
And it was actually, in my opinion, it was nice. It hurt bad to have to talk about, but at the time, but then like over the course of like a few weeks, it was healing. It was really healing.
No, it helped. I think
Yeah.
it helped us. Like she said, get some things out that we never really spoke about or didn't have the
That got brushed under the rug.
Yeah.
You know, like that just were like things that happened
And to have a mediator there that we can communicate and we can be guided kind of, or like
yeah.
yeah,
That's a
guided.
good way to put it. Yeah.
It helped.
Listen, marriage is not easy. Marriage is not easy at all. But let me tell you, the grass is not greener on the other side. Marriage and being in a relationship is hard work. You have to work at it. You have to also want to work at it. If you're not attracted to your spouse, if you're not in it, if you don't feel that you want to work on it, then you shouldn't be together, I think. But it's like when you have that mutual respect, I feel like I don't want to hurt his feelings. Like when I hurt his feelings, I hurt. When I know that he's hurt, it hurts me. And I think you feel the same. Yeah, you definitely feel the same way. But it's like, I don't know. It's like, and sometimes I think I'm gonna take another one. I'm on a fucking roll.
Go for it.
Another thing is, it's like admitting when you're wrong. Like I had a problem with that for years. Like I had to be right. I had to always have the last say. I never would admit, like even if I fucking knew I was wrong, I would never admit it. I would take that shit and run. And it's like being able to say like, damn, yeah.
And you would know exactly what to say to push me over the edge.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she was.
And I would say it.
Yeah.
I would do it. I was a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
But it's like being able to say like, damn, like I was a fucking bitch. I'm sorry. You know? Because like as women, we're so emotional. We're so emotional and sometimes we're irrational. And sometimes the things that I get mad about are so fucking stupid. And I am woman enough to be able to fucking admit that. I get mad over the stupidest shit. And it's like, he has helped me learn, like, life is so short. Like, are we really gonna spend it arguing and fighting? Like, we have such a nice life together. We love each other so much. Like, and it has helped me realize, like, this is fucking stupid.
What tips do you guys have in handling disagreements within each other, and then when it happens in front of your kids or things like that?
I mean, when it happens in front of the kids, it's usually, like, on accident. Like, it's like, you know, and like I'll have to like look at him like,
yeah, we try to
because
control
they
it.
listen to everything.
Yeah.
Oh my god, especially the
we
little
try to
one.
control it because Emma will come up to me later on like, what were you guys yelling about? You know.
Yeah.
So she's very smart.
Yeah.
So she know. I mean, but we try to limit it.
We'll usually say like we'll look at each other and we'll be like later.
Yeah.
Like that's usually what we do, and then we
But she
separate.
gives me these eyes, and I just know it's like stop talking type of eyes. So
Or I'll say like, are you really gonna speak to me like that in front of the children? And then he's like, you fucking bitch. And then he like we'll separate and then talk about it like either when we get to work or like at night when the kids go to sleep.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to hash it out. You know, like we're not perfect. I annoy him, he annoys me, and sometimes you just gotta get it out and talk it out. But we try not to do it in front of the kids.
Yeah.
But sometimes it happens. We're human. It's, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
We have a lot of things that are obviously very personal that we've gone through that even family doesn't know about. And we went through them alone. We worked through it, and it was hard. There were points in our marriage that I didn't think we were going to make it. I think you feel the same way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was at one point where he moved out for a few weeks, and this is obviously what 7 years ago, long time ago. And it's like, you know, you come to that point in your marriage where you ask yourself like, am I gonna fight for this, or am I gonna throw in the towel? And it was like, in my opinion, because I remember I was the one that told you to come home, but he dropped off the kids, and he had moved out of the house, and I was like, wow, this is it. We're gonna get divorced, and that's it. And we hadn't spoken, and something came over me. I remember what I was wearing, where I was. I remember what he was wearing.
I was in my truck.
He went and got in his truck, and I ran out of the house. I opened his door, and I jumped in the truck, and I hugged him and kissed him. We didn't say a word. 2 hours later, he came home with all his bags. He didn't text me. He didn't nothing. He just came home with all his stuff, and we decided together that we were gonna work through it. And it was really rough. And I don't know if one day we'll be able to speak about it, but maybe, who knows? We've healed from it, but it's something that is personal between us. And I think to be able to come out from that and say, you know, everyone thinks that we're like this perfect couple, and that's what everyone thinks. And like, oh, you know, they've been perfect for 12 years, and they have no fucking clue.
No one's seen us really. I mean, other than her parents, maybe even not even knowing the whole truth. But
yeah, no one knows.
I mean, we hit a real low.
We hit a real
and
low.
And it wasn't like a couple months low. I mean, we were low for
a couple years.
Yeah. I mean, financial wise. Yeah. I mean, just everything.
Bad. Yeah. And so to be able to say that we came out on the other side and we're even stronger than ever, my biggest advice for people is that it is possible.
And then the health and fitness, like you were saying, just, I mean, that makes it stronger and stronger. Yeah. Because, to go through that transformation together, I mean, like 75 hard together, I mean, it makes you appreciate each other, and you see, you know, the support you have. And yeah. I definitely think couples need to go into it together. It's a losing battle if one's trying to do something and the other one's got totally different plans.
Yeah,
it's
hard.
You have to be on the same page.
Yeah.
And luckily we have the same passions and stuff, so.
Yeah. We're kind of cool. Kind of a cool team. So, any other questions? Are we good? We're good. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for doing this with me. I appreciate you very much. Thank you guys for being part of this Q&A with us. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did. Hopefully we can do it again, maybe, eventually.
Yeah, we'll see.
This is huge for him to be here. So, so please like, subscribe, comment below if you do want to see Rye Guy on my vlog a little more. Comment so that he can see that, and so that it makes him want to come on
possibly
our YouTube channel a little bit more. But thank you guys so much, and I appreciate you all. I get a text asking like, hey, because I'm training here with Noi, would you want to, would you be okay with us shooting you? I was like, yeah, of course. What do you want me to wear? Whatever. She's like, no, just show up. We're gonna dress you. And also, I need you to take over the story for TLF. I was like, shut the fuck up. I was like, this is so cool.